Good afternoon, everyone. And I hope if you're living in British Columbia, Canada, you are keeping yourself cool. It is a bit of a heat wave going on. I know where I am. I was just chatting with Kevin before we went live. I'm 31 degrees outside and 31 degrees inside. So looking a
Wow.
little glowy here. So, Kevin, please tell me you're in air conditioning and humidity control for all your hardwood floor in your office there.
We are, yes. So I do love the sun, but maybe not right when you're working in the middle of the day. So
Yes,
I'm
absolutely not.
unreasonably cool. Yes.
So this is part 5. We're saying as we're wrapping up this conversation about renovation. So we had that conversation at the beginning on how your suppliers help you with great education. So when a renovation project comes your way, you're well informed. We talked about how your team goes out and supports the installers and project managers and contractors that come to you. We talked about the good, the bad, the ugly, and what a good renovation looks like, what an ugly renovation can look like. So I thought we'd wrap this conversation up, Kevin, with what exactly is the role and responsibility of a customer before, during, and after?
Hmm. Yeah. Great. Great question. And of course, when I often say to my kids when we debrief at the end of the day, or they ask how did work go, and I kind of have a joke saying, but I suppose it's really true. I say we're going into someone's home, we're ripping it apart, and they're
Mm,
trusting us to put it back together again. And
correct.
more often than not, we do it successfully. So we're
Mm-hmm.
still in business. But yeah, it's a very big deal, and it's not so much of a transaction as it is even perhaps selling a car, or certainly
Mm,
more so than selling a shirt or a dress. Like, this is a long term, at times, relationship that we're having with somebody, and we're going into their most intimate setting, which is their home,
mm-hmm.
and creating a whole bunch of dust, mess, noise. Things are getting, all sorts of things are happening, and the typical routines can be getting disrupted. So yeah, we're dealing with a human being with
Mm-hmm.
their own personal proclivities and ways of doing things, and their own home routines, and this is what keeps us on our toes, because there is no such thing as just a project that was the same as the last project, because there's no
Correct.
such thing as a person who is the same as the last client that we dealt with, right?
Right.
So it's definitely one of the most interesting, and can be at times the most challenging parts, of what we do. But you know, we'll kick off with, we were saying, what about going beforehand? And it's,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, watching videos like these, I suppose, is a really great, you know, a lot of people, or a lot of our clients, have gone through renovations before. Maybe they were smaller and now they're doing a big renovation, or maybe they've done a renovation and now they've bought, or they're building their dream house from new. So there's a lot of knowledge within our client base in terms of, what to expect, and, or they've had friends or family. But, definitely, if you're brand new to renovations, or to building, or to construction, it definitely wouldn't hurt to do a little bit of background on, um, what is involved, and
Mm-hmm.
what to look out for, and how to choose the right contractor, how to choose the right product. Um, in terms of us, we don't sugarcoat anything. We're not one of those companies that's going to lie to you to try and get your business. We just tell the full truth, and it's, the more that a client understands, kind of coming into it eyes wide open, what's involved, it definitely, the better for us, and better for them too.
Mm-hmm. So now they've done their research and got all this information. And now during the process, what is the customer or your client's responsibility during the process? Well, there's the comings and goings in a renovation or in a new build, for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to tackle that question, right from the mundane, like making sure that we have access to the home in the
Mm,
morning, and to leave or lock up at the end of the day, right? What is happening with the client's pets
mm,
while we're doing the work? Is there children present? Is there smoke detectors present that we need to know about? Is there, I mean, these practical realities are that people don't think about, are really important to us. So yeah, it goes all the way from the basic, like, can we get into your home in the morning to start work? Um, and then it's also just, the
mm-hmm,
biggest thing that we like is when the client is is present, because like I said, this isn't transactional where we're providing you with a stick of hardwood and you're providing us with money. Like, we're really building a work of art in your home that is unique to your home. So we're taking this product, which is, manufacturer produced, but that's just the first step. The second step is actually laying, this artwork, so to speak, in your home. And people have, certain ideas and, things that they're hoping to achieve. And, if those aren't communicated with us, makes it difficult. We're just going to do it how we see fit. But obviously that's not always everybody's, ideal. So, if I had to answer your question in brief, I'd say be present. And if you have any things that you would like to see out of this project, or any visions, or like what you're hoping for, or how you'd like it finished against this fireplace or whatnot, then I'd absolutely share those with us. That's what we're here for. And that's what our project management team is here for. But then on the flip side, we can be a bit real here, be present, but maybe not be too present. Right?
It's like, let the experts do their job.
Yeah. So there's certain questions that need to be asked. How do we how would you like to finish here? Do you like this type of hardwood board, or should we pull those out? Those kind of things. But once it's just down to the mundane, kind of putting the floor in, to be honest, tradespeople don't like to be micromanaged, and they don't like to be overly supervised. They are, especially when they're working for us, they do know what they're doing. And there is over time where you may get on their nerves if you're over watching them or over micromanaging them. And that's not the best way to get the best work. I've learned a lot about working with installers over the years, and these are skilled tradespeople, and it can be a little bit of a hit on their pride. And if the client feels like they need to dictate their absolute every step that they do, right? So
yeah, exactly.
And then that's understandable.
Yeah. And how about communication style? Meaning, I know when I was a project manager, there was sometimes they would text message me, and then there'd be an email, and then there'd be a phone call, and things got lost in the communication style. Is there a set communication style that a customer should understand, that that's how things are going to get communicated to them at Ethical?
Yeah, also a great question. And we're huge on communication, and that's, anybody that joins the team here, this is what they learn, right? And it's better for everybody to have clear lines of communication. But the reality is that we're going to have site meetings, in person in the home. We're going to have phone calls. We're going to have text messages potentially, and we're going to have emails. So we have, 4 types of communication. And you're right, you can easily get lost in that. So, the policy that I share and from the top down in the company is that if there's any important decisions being made, they should be done in writing via email.
Okay.
And if that's done, as a follow-up to a site meeting, or a follow-up to a phone call, or even a follow-up to a text message, it never hurts to come back, regroup how you heard that conversation as a project manager, and put that back to the client and say, this is what I heard. This is what I'd like. This is what I hear you would like done. Am I hearing this right? And 90% of the time they say, yep, that's right, I agree. And other 10%, no, actually, that's not what I meant. And there's a process of clarification. In both of those instances, having it in writing is beneficial and hugely important to both parties, right? So does that always happen? And every time, if it's a small decision made on site, probably not. But for anything that's larger, or that's potentially going to impact the budget, for sure, it's good to have in writing what both sides are agreeing to, and make sure that we're doing what the client wants in the end. We don't want to have to redo something, right? Okay,
and that leads us, in the end, what is the customer's responsibility after the fact?
Yeah, after the fact, if there's any deficiencies, I suppose we'd want to know about those, right away. Anybody who's worked in trades knows that deficiencies do happen. It's everybody tries their best, but not, like I said, oftentimes the client didn't expect that it would be finished in such and such a way, and they preferred this and that way. So, oftentimes we'll rectify those things after the fact, but we would much rather know, beforehand or right after we're done. Because especially if the installer is still on site or is finishing up working in the place, it's so much easier to have them address any minor touch-ups before they've packed up and moved to the next project, because now they're basically living at that next project. So
right.
Yeah, we definitely prefer if you have any concerns, bring them up right away. If things didn't go how you had hoped, sharing that with us in a calm and reasonable manner is always appreciated. We like to, as we said before, we have a culture of continuous improvement. So, we want to know if there's something that we could have done better. Right. And then finally, we absolutely love positive Google reviews, as every company does.
Yes.
It's not just good for business, but it just makes us feel great as a team too, right? So if a client that enjoyed working with us takes the time and puts their public name out there on the internet, which I know some people don't want to do, which is fine, but if somebody wants to give us a shout out, just know that we absolutely love that as a team, and we all give each other internal high fives, on whoever got the 5 stars that day. So
great.
Super fun and definitely the best part of our day. So we always appreciate that.
Absolutely. Everybody loves to live in the shine of 5 stars.
Yes.
I'm going to add too, is to make sure that the consumer continues to care for the floor as it's been instructed.
Great point.
Yes.
It's just the beginning. After we're done and we've walked away and we've given you all the maintenance information and products, and
please keep it up.
It's up to the client at that point. I'm not going to go check on their home every month. Make sure they're taking care of it. So, please do. And if you have any questions about the maintenance or ongoing of your floor, reach out to your project manager that was working with you. We're not a once and done company who's going to leave. Like, we are your flooring partner, hopefully for life. And, we're always available for questions. So before you do anything that maybe that's suspect, or, I want to try this kind of cleaner on my floor, reach out to us. If we don't know the answer right away, we'll find out for you. We are that lifetime resource for our client.
Perfect. Loved how we wrap this up, Kevin. And speaking of a little bit of a wrap up, we're going to wrap up this summer and we're going to take the month of August off, but we're not going to leave you in the lurch. We're going to do 20 days of our top videos on YouTube. We're going to reshare them. So from Monday to Friday, we're going to go over to our YouTube channel and take our videos and bring them over to right here on Facebook for you to kind of catch up in case you don't watch the replays as we're doing them here, that you'll have an opportunity to see in succession some of the cool topics that Kevin, the project managers, the suppliers, our interior designer, Christine Friend, who popped in. So you can see. So look forward to 20 days of fast facts and features on the replay for the month of August. And then that
might be too much of my face. I can't be held responsible if you don't feel well.
I'm going to pick other people, Kevin. It's not going to be the Kevin show. It's going to be the ethical show.
Please mix it up a bit. Just for their sake.
Absolutely. So we wish everybody well for the month of August. Get outside, keep yourself cool, enjoy wherever you are coming in from and watching us. Get outside, enjoy your communities, because back in September, as kids go back to school, it's back to business for a lot of people out there. So Kevin,
yes,
say hello to Tanya and your girls and enjoy the month of August, and I'll see you back in September.
You as well. Thanks so much, Jeanette. Have a great August.